you very much.
You
Appreciate that very much, putting this on for us.
This is great.
It's wonderful being able to be back here. Now, somebody said we should just sleep here. I think it was you know, since we'll be here at the early hours.
When we picked the place out, it was in order to be central, so that lots of groups could make use of it.
Yeah, it's ideal.
Walk here. I just walked here. Yeah.
Once you get down here,
So how long from when you put pen to paper and started typing to when it was done?
it was 10 months. Actually, probably 12. 2 months I worked on that first chapter, and then that was part of the proposal. And then I kind of just fussed around and kind of had some ideas, and then about last February I was really full court press. Straight through September, and then I submitted it in September, and then the edits came back. Oh my gosh, that was like rewriting a book. So it's been another 6-8 weeks really plowing through the edits.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, yeah.
Some publishers have a very light hand on editing, and I expected more editing from both of the books I worked on than I got. So.
Well, I didn't get hardly any from the first book I wrote, but this one, this gal up in New York, she like 2 paragraphs, threw them in the air, and wherever they landed, she sent them back, and I was like, what is this? This doesn't go here. And so I literally, she liked stories in the second chapter, but thought they should be in the first chapter. Well, then there was an empty spot in the second chapter, plus I had reasoning for putting it in the first, holding off. And so I flew up to New York and said, okay, we have to have a discussion. And so then once we got on the right track, her edits were very good, but it forced me to put it back together and say, why is it that she needs to be here this early? And so then I'd maybe add a sentence or a paragraph, and then move my story over here, back where it was.
You write in the morning, the evening?
All day. But the best hours of the morning. You know, when the deadline's coming at you, 14-hour days, the editing especially.
I want to do an article on how people write, and just take some people who write books, or I asked George Will this, and I got no good answer at all. You know, you write in the mornings, evenings, and...
That's because he's dumb, as Donald Trump says.
Oh, okay, whatever it is. He had no sense of, yes, I write in the afternoon for 2 hours, or I write first thing in the morning, or I write straight through the day. There wasn't any there. I mean, each of the books I've written, I get up at 4 and I write from 5 to 8. And then I work during the day and do it again. And so that 3 hours, I'm awake, I'm alive, and I'll get tired later in the day, but it's not, as long as I'm not writing, being tired isn't a problem.
My thing, yes.
Gail Malone, Bay Buchanan.
Nice to see you. Thank you very much for coming out.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Gail is one of my single mom friends.
Oh, is that right?
2 boys.
Oh my God. How old were you?
They are, well, Mason is 17, and Paris is my 14-year-old.
When did you become single? How long?
9 months now.
Oh, so it's recent. You were
21 years of marriage.
My golly. Still tough. Still tough.
She's trying to get Mason into West Point, so if you know anybody.
He's going next week to senior leaders course, so he's doing really pretty good.
That's great on his own, yeah. That's great.
So I'm really looking forward to hearing about your book. Peter told me to share a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
It's an act of love, this book.
It's all
Join the conversation.
Yeah.
Bay Buchanan.
Hi there.
Hi, Stacy Bolton. Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you. Thanks for coming out tonight. Appreciate it.
Same thing.
Hi, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Thanks. No, it's, you know, I've written a whole lot about politics and things, but this one was right from the heart. As you know how tough it can be. Yeah, so now they're in their 20s, but I was pregnant with my third boy. So I had a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and I was pregnant with a third when I became single.
These are close together,
Yeah,
too, aren't they?
yeah. Three wild men. Three vanilla wild, high-spirited. I keep calling them high-spirited. You know, that's the word we use to say they were not bad. They were high-spirited.
Boys,
Yes, yes, exactly. So they're great kids. They've done very, very well. We will see. We will see.
Are they in this area?
No.
The world
The oldest will be coming on the East Coast. He's married with 2 children, and he's just graduated from law school out at Stanford University. So He's done extraordinarily well, and he's coming to the East Coast to do some clerkships, and has a position with a law firm. Then my second one is in Milwaukee. He's married with 2 boys, and he's looking at California for a possible job. I don't know what's happening. And the youngest is at home now, but he's in school in Utah. He's just recovering from a medical condition.
So you have them pretty spread out across the state.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
Yeah.
But I was hoping they would get this side, and so at least Milwaukee will be as far, but it's not going to happen for a while. I think eventually it will.
Well, it was nice talking to you.
It's nice to talk to you. Thank you very much. And good luck to you. I hope you enjoyed that book. Oh my gosh, how are you doing?
Great book. I also still like eating cereal as an adult. So there's nothing wrong with that for dinner.
Yeah, my husband is somewhere around here, and he will tell you the same thing.
It's like, yes, I look forward to it. All right, so we try to find a story here to promote the book, something like, what is your presidential mom that you kind of look up to, or that you admire, or you broaden it out, maybe a political mom?
Usually in politics, you don't get to know the kind of mom they are.
Right.
There are certainly people I admire, but I have no idea what kind of parent they were.
Right.
But I'll tell you who are my heroes are other single moms. There really are unsung heroes everywhere. As I do radio and get notes from people who've read the book, how many men who are very successful now said, I was raised by a single mom. I was raised. And they tell me things the mom did, and it was enormous sacrifice. But nobody knows about it. They didn't go around saying, oh my God, you know what I had to do? They just did it. They just did it. And again, today on radio, someone said, one of the fellows introduced me, one of the hosts of the show. My mom, you know what she did for us? She turned down this job so she could be near us, and ended up kind of working and putting things together. And,
All right, well, how did you, as a single mom of 3 ragamuffins, get involved, have the time and the smarts to really study politics and get involved?
Well, I was involved before I was married. And then what I did is...
Why didn't you just blow it all off?
Well, it's the kind of thing that it does give you flexibility. You can control how much you work, where you work, and what you do. I could do a lot at home. I could take off the afternoon, and then I used to put my kids to bed, and getting Pat on the balance, I was up till 2 or 3 in the morning. I'd be helping them edit papers from 7 to 9 or 10, and then I would be on the phone till 2 in the morning, making sure we had the right number of bouts, calling everybody in the field, and starting over in the morning, You can work around that. Also, when I worked for my brother, I didn't travel. People used to say, well, you're always on television. No, you only saw me out of Washington or election night. I would fly into the state that day or the night before, and I was back Wednesday morning. I did not travel that much at all, and that's why. I didn't even consider it. So that's
we were traveling there.
Yeah, exactly. You all had the fun. I was stuck in the national office.
All right, one last one.
Being a single mom made me a better mom, and I realized without question, you have to give yourself entirely to your family, to your kids. You can't take off Saturday afternoon and play a little tennis because that's a babysitter thing. And so. How I think that if you do what's in the best interest of your kids, if you can give them a dad, you give them a dad. That's the most important male in their life. So I highly recommend that you try to keep the family together. Do everything you can. That's the greatest gift you can give the kids. And I always recognize that I did not give them a dad in the home, and that always bothered me. And so I did everything I could to compensate for that. But I knew that was a terrible loss for them, that they truly missed something important. So I write the book from this perspective. I don't care how you became a single mom. It doesn't matter to me. You're a single mom, we're all on it together. It's all the same now. Let's not worry, let's not bring all of that, any kind of angst or troubled days with you into this life. In the book I write about a gal who I knew from earlier days. I knew she'd married and had children. And I ran into her just accidentally. And she said, I'm so embarrassed to tell you I'm divorced. I feel like such a failure. And this is a few months after I had become a single mom. And I just wanted to shake her, you can't be a failure. You're a single mom. Single moms can't fail.